Have you ever had to confront violence or the threat of physical harm? How did you feel, and what did you do? Putting his life on the line as the leader of the civil rights movement, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. maintained a firmly nonviolent philosophy. His tactics, unpopular with some, sent a powerful message and shed light on the real enemy, racism. Montgomery, Alabama, December 5, 1955, the fervent Baptist minister, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., spoke out to 5,000 gathered in a Baptist church about racial injustice. A local woman, Rosa Parks, had been arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white person, and King was one of the leaders calling for a citywide boycott of public transportation by blacks. Aware of the risks ahead, King said, "If a man doesn't have something that he'll die for, he isn't fit to live." Inspired by the nonviolent philosophy of India's nationalist leader, Mahatma Gandhi, and his own Christian faith, King preferred risking arrest and even death to using violence. The boycotters endured attacks by racist whites, and King's own home was bombed. But ultimately, the justice system declared Montgomery's bus segregation laws unconstitutional. The Montgomery bus boycott was just the first of many actions King and other civil rights leaders organized. At the helm of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, King rallied protesters to sit in at segregated lunch counters and public places in Birmingham, Alabama. He welcomed the arrest of protesters by police to bring publicity to injustice. Of course, not everyone agreed with King's approach. Malcolm X was a Muslim minister and leading activist for the Black nationalist and Black pride movements. Turning the other cheek was not on his agenda, and he let the media and political leaders know it. Malcolm X was not alone. Other activists and intellectuals questioned King's approach and demanded immediate equal rights at any cost. King's tactics in Birmingham did draw nationwide attention. Live television showed police turning dogs and fire hoses on the non-violent demonstrators, and King was jailed and criticized for endangering his constituents. For many Americans who were unaware of the extent of brutality toward blacks, these images shed light on the dark reality of racial inequality in their country. King's 1963 letter from a Birmingham jail, written on scraps of newspaper from prison, said that people have a moral responsibility to break unjust laws. As soon as he was freed, King helped to organize a massive march on Washington. On August 28, 1963, 200,000 in attendance heard King's famous "I Have a Dream" speech, and it became one of the great speeches in American history.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood.
The Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964, and King received the Nobel Peace Prize. On April 4, 1968, King was assassinated at a motel in Memphis, Tennessee, after delivering a speech in support of a labor strike. His death sparked riots across the country. Yet, the practice of nonviolent direct action that King advocated eventually helped achieve many of the advances he sought, and is still used by groups seeking social justice the world over. Today, King is remembered as one of the most impactful figures in the history of race relations in the United States. "I have decided to stick with love," he said. "Hate is too great a burden to bear."